Alright guys, before we get into the video, I'm going to talk to you yet again about futtrading.co.uk. Thank you to everyone that continues to subscribe and support our content. It means the world to us. You guys know we work very hard on the website. You make a lot of coins, but without you guys, we don't have a website. So thank you very much for that. We're working on another big giveaway this month, and hopefully we'll have details of that in the coming days for you guys. But just so you know, £10 a month gets you access to Tier 1 perks, which is buying and selling prices for icons, specials and silvers, as well as Thursday flips. They bang all the time, a lot of coins to be made. And with Tier 2, you get all the Tier 1, plus Chem Star filters, plus live filters, and we're adding UCL cards to that as well. PC prices have now been added, and we continue to add more PC features in the coming days and weeks. So make sure you check out futtrading.co.uk. You'll make millions as simplistically as anything. But for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe down below. Make sure you turn your notifications on, and if you've got them on, turn them off, turn them back on again, because YouTube messed up everyone's notifications. So make sure you've done that. We're noticing now people are getting pinged again, which is great. Most important thing that you guys get to see these videos. Make sure you check out futtrading.co.uk. We're going to be giving away a site subscription in the coming 24 hours through a video on this channel. You must be subscribed to enter. We'll probably do it live on stream again, but one of you guys will win a free month using Foot Trading. It will make you a fair amount of coins in that month, completely and utterly free. Make sure you check out all 3 uploads each day. Morning is normally League SBC Methods of Glory, but I'm currently 1 million coins unassigned, so I can't open up packs. The evening's always a trading video, and the midnight is a mixture of packs, trading, thoughts on content, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you check out all of those. I stream at 10 AM on YouTube, and I also stream at 5:30 PM on Twitch. The grind never ever stops. But this video is all about icon swaps coming, and people have asked me to do an icon swaps prediction video. It's not really the style of this channel, if that makes sense, because it's EA here. They can literally throw anything they want in there. They can throw in, they want us some really good prime cards that we can all use and be happy with. Or they can do what EA done in the last icon swaps and throw in some bang average icons, but some actually really cool packs. Last icon swaps, I really enjoyed it. What I prefer to talk about with icon swaps coming is the potential to make coins on this game by using that part of the promo to do it. Now, it's quite hard for me to show you the effect on the market last time, because a lot of the stuff we saw in the market is basically an average price of what stuff did. But I will show you graphs and show you why you can trust stuff and why you can't trust stuff. But simplistically, what is icon swaps? For those of you that don't know, icon swaps essentially is a set of, I guess, requirements for you to go and do X amount on the game to get X token back. Then X tokens go into it and you get an icon back, or you get a big pack back, or you get something like that back. It's hella fun. Everyone tends to do it. It's really, really good. Last year was a bit of dislike around them because they replaced icon SBCs. This year, because we thought we were getting icon SBCs back in the normal way, everyone was like, brilliant, we get both, but EA have gone and done it the way they've done it with the icon SBCs, which have been a bit iffy, but it is what it is at the end of the day. The first thing to note about icon swaps is it's usually play X amount of games with X team in order to get this token, and that's where you can make a lot of coins doing what we call rash investing. Now, what is rash investing? Rash investing is when we invest at the 6 PM content point. We don't pre-invest, we rash invest. And there's a chance you can, if you want to risk it, rash invest in some cards, pre-invest in some cards, sorry. Would I recommend it? If you've got a big coin budget, why not? If you don't have a good big coin budget, no, I'd wait till 6 PM. But some of the requirements on them, I'll get them up for you now. Some of the requirements for the SBC was, for the games was, win 6 squad battle matches on minimum world-class difficulty with 11 silver players in your starting squad. I think you could do it on rivals as well, but I might not be right on that. Win 6 squad battle matches on minimum world-class difficulty with 11 UCL players in your starting squad. Same for Liga NOS, same for French, same for First Owned. Now, last time round, you could do a lot of these things together. So the only players that really tended to spike massively were UCLs. They did very, very well. Because you could mix up the silver, Liga NOS and French and stuff like that, they didn't quite do the same thing. But some of them did rise. The graphs don't really show you it, but I remember Rafa did see quite a big rise. This time round, I think it's going to be more OP. I think EA are going to find a way to stop you from grinding them multiple ways. And that's what they tend to do. When they see you having fun and things being easy, they tend to go, no, you can't do that. We're not letting you do that. So let's go over to Footbin. I'll show you some graphs. We'll get an idea of what we're doing. We're going to look at the players themselves, so those requirements and icons themselves. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're over here on Footbin now, and the first card I want to show you is Fikayo Tomori. Now, one thing I've always said to you guys with Footbin and Footwiz is be very careful of their graphs, because they're not always accurate, and I'll explain some of that to you in a minute. But Starting with Fikayo Tomori. Now, the UCL objective, when people buy and do these objectives, they don't want to go out and spend 15k on each player for their UCL team. They want to go out and buy those low-rated, relatively meta cards. Someone like Tomori, 76 rated with 80 pace, 76 defending, 74 physical. He does a job relatively well for a requirement like that. It means these cards do have a ceiling price, so you can't be buying in too high. But if I show you his graph, on the 10th he was down at 2.3, by the Saturday is up at 3.3, according to the graph. Now the graph only accounts for a daily average. I can promise you now, we're bought into him on stream, I've sent him for 3.84k easily. So just be mindful of that. It only gives you an average. But again, you now know that Tomori, if there's a UCL requirement, he had a spike last time. Yes, he dropped off afterwards, but you're going to buy in the hype, you're going to buy at the release, you're going to sell in the hype here, and let him go. And that's what you're going to do with someone like Tomori or cards like that. And basically, when you see the icon swap requirements, if they require UCL cards, or English players, or whatever it is, these are sort of go-tos. These guys here that might be a 76 rated centre-back, but he's got 80 pace. No one wants to go out and spend X amount on Maguire. They'll go and buy Tomori for what it is. And then they'll go buy out and buy themselves a Virgil van Dijk to do the UCL requirement. They're going to buy Tomori. That's what they're going to do. Again, one reason why I want to show you where you can't trust this grass is Nordi Mukiele. So I bought a few of him because he's one of the more relatively usable right backs for the Bundesliga if you're going to link up UCL cards. And it says to here that his graph got him, he would have kept going down, and he didn't. On the 11th, I bought into, I rush invested into an 11th, I think I paid 1.5 to 1.8k, and that night I sold him back for 3.5 plus. And so you have to be careful with these graphs. But these are sort of cards you want to look for, the relatively low-end meta cards that are usable, but people aren't going to want to go and spend tons and tons of coins on doing that objective. They're going to want to buy their cards, sell them on. That simplistically is as easy as it gets. Now, that's how we rush invest into the requirements. So silvers, for example, we've got a silver one again. Look at pacey silver cards. They tend to do well. UCLs are obvious, like I've just shown you. If it's Premier League, if whatever it is, they're where you want to be looking at. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if EA do bring out first only requirements this time, because that's what it was last year. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that at all, but wait me a second. They've done that before. And so I'd be worried about if they do that, be careful not to rush invest too heavily. But we also need to talk about the icons themselves. So Nemanja Vidic was one of the icons that was in icon swaps. Again, prior to icon swaps, it was on a downward curve anyway. Icon swaps hit, and he absolutely plummeted down to 402 from 466, and kept coming down from there before bouncing back. Now, throughout that sort of week of icon swaps being out, he saw a big dip, down to 359, up to 394. What it doesn't tell you here is that on the Friday, some of them got panic listed at about 360, 370 on that day, and he bounced back that night to a little bit for people buying in for Weekend League once the panic ended. There's a buy-in point there. At that point there on the Friday, if you've got big coins, there's a buy-in point on those icons that drop at that point there. Because they will get panic sold, because people are like, oh my god, my village is going to crash in price. And what they do is they join that panic listing, and everyone like undercuts each other, it brings the price down. But the better buying point this time for a lot of these icons was the Wednesday. By the time the Weekend League had ended, people sold off these cards, they got quite low. And again, the hold up into the Saturday is a 40,000 coin rise to 20,000 coins per icon on average. That hold in Saturday gave you quite a good profit back in return. Now, is this for everyone? No, it's not. But if you've got the coins there, it's relatively easy money. But it's not just the icons there. Most of the icon market takes a hit when icon swaps comes out. Just before, as you see here, the icon market comes down. We're seeing it this week right now. We are seeing that exact same thing happen on Xbox. A lot of the icons are down heavily right now, as people sell them off because everyone knows icon swaps is coming. We don't know when. Icon swaps is coming, so the icon market is being hit quite heavily. But when the icon market's been hit quite heavily, there are still fluctuations up during that day. So if you can get them at their lows, which is usually just past 6 PM, you can sell them right now and buy and flip them. But even here on that day, when everyone comes with panic, you wait. If they say it was Vidic and whatnot, it gets down to 350 here, you go, alright, I'm going to buy in at that point, send for 400 next day, I make myself a nice 30k profit a card. It's more than feasible. Georgi Hadji, again here, you see it the week before, the sort of worry about icon swaps coming, and then bang, the plummet down, and then a little bounce back into the Saturday, but not quite as pronounced as it was on Vidic, for example. But you see it here, the same thing we're seeing this week. The market coming down steadily. The bang hits on the Friday, and he drops down or whatever, and he gets up. But again, this tells you that it was 529 on average on that Friday. He wasn't. He got a lot lower than that because people panic sold him off. I think he got down to 450, if I remember rightly. I think I was seeing him down at 450 that night. It was a ridiculous drop on him. And again, dropped off, bounced back before then steadily coming down as time has gone on. So icons are a very good play during icon swaps without fail. But again, that's more the higher budget. So at a lower budget, you could be looking at things like, I say, those rash investing in those sort of UCL cards, the cards that are required for whatever the requirement is. I will run through the requirements for you just in terms of the second one. There was like, win 6 matches in live FUT Friendly 1 League, release 7 first-time La Liga players in your starting squad. So for those sort of ones there, you saw players like Inaki Williams rise a little bit. Anyone that links into like the first-time players you've got, they tended to rise. So I remember Naki went up, I remember Klosterman went up quite heavily, I remember Sabitzer went up, Lema went up, because people might have the 7 first-time players in their league, but then they need to add that. So they go and buy a relatively meta centre mid like Llorente or Lema or Zakaria. Those cards do well as well. I'll be doing this all live on stream on Friday to help you guys out as much as I possibly can. But another one, win 7 matches in FUT Friendly 1 Nation with only English players in your squads. So again, players like Tamori did quite well. Those sort of link into people did relatively well. Now, they've just got to start, if that makes sense. They've just got me your squad and starting squad, so a lot of people sub them on. So again, these cards do have massive ceiling prices, but it is just something to be mindful of. And then the final thing to talk about here is the effect it has on the market in general. And you tend to see that whenever icons come down in price, the most of the market comes down with them. It creates panic. When you see expensive icons coming down, people then start to mass list other stuff off. So specials can get hit sometimes, metas can get hit sometimes. And so when that happens, again, there's a buying opportunity there. Now, I can't predict that in this video, what we're going to see with those sort of buy-ins. It's not possible to do. My best advice to you right now is to be as liquid as possible on Friday. Right now, during this week, everything you should be doing is looking at quick flipping cards. Picking cards up with good undercuts, flipping one straight away. You shouldn't be holding anything for too long. The only time you're pretty safe on a hold is overnight on a special or on an icon. You should be fine on that. But you don't want more than 24 hours holding onto something. It's how I got stung with my Sukas on the Sabio trading video you guys saw. And right now, when it gets to Friday, be liquid. Have as many coins as you possibly can by Friday to put as many coins into different places as possible, because not everything will come off. UCLs may come off, but your Liga Nosses might not. Your Silvers may come off, but your Icon buys may not. And it's things like that you've got to make sure this week everything you're doing is gearing up to the fact there's going to be a relative market shock. Don't be a person that joins the panic. Get yourself sort of sold up now and do it in a calm manner so that you're getting the most amount of coins you could possibly get out of it. But you just want to make sure that as you're watching the market come down this week, you're reacting to it, you're selling good, you're buying good, making all the right decisions. So come Friday, you've got a good amount of coins sitting there, a good chunk of coins to go, okay, cool, where do I best place these coins? But like I say, it will be done on stream with you. Icon swaps are tele fun. Get involved in it. It is good fun. It can get a bit toxic sometimes with people being a bit like over the top and refusing to lead games or whatever. I do think EA are going to change up the requirements this time to make them harder to complete. That's an EA move 24/7. Anytime anything is done too easily or the community comes together, EA come along and go, no, you can't do that. So I think we might see more first own this time. I think we might see more games in Div Rivals. I think we might see some more squad battles. So you have to play the games till full. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. But that's basically, in my opinion, the best way to look at icon swaps right now. That's where the coins are going to be made. That's where your coins should be laid. But that's going to be the end of the video. If you are new around here, as always, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. Check out futtrading.co.uk. I do intend on having an icon guide, all this sort of stuff live by maybe Thursday for you guys to really get your teeth into with icon swaps, because it can be very profitable. But yeah, for now, I am out. Peace out. Speak to you soon.